Hey guys, so in today's video I want to talk about it's really a fundamental idea, which is the difference between techniques and principles. And what this means practically, particularly when it comes to a business setting, is that a lot of times people will look at someone who's successful, or they'll look at another business that's doing something. Let's give an example, running Facebook ads. Oh, great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run Facebook ads for my business and I'm going to have great results as well. And then they do it, and then it collapses and it fails, and they walk away with the idea that Facebook ads doesn't work for my business. It's important to understand is that the Facebook ads in the scenario is a technique. Okay, techniques only work on a foundation of really good principles. And what you can wind up happening is that somebody who has really good principles and a really good foundation in general, they can wind up putting whatever techniques they want into their business, and it will wind up working really well. Just as an example, just last week I saw there was a kind of some chatter in one of the marketing groups that I was in about some new technology. I think it was some type of AR thing. I don't even know what it was, and everyone was all excited about it. And I'm looking at this and thinking that the way that particularly marketers will wind up thinking is that they get very attached to the new flashy technology. But if we don't understand the core principle, which is really, in the end of the day, the offer, what are you buying? Right? What are you offering to somebody? What is the result that you're getting to them? And you understand that core element first, right? If you understand that the formula winds up being is you have a customer who has a problem, and then you are putting a product or service in place to deliver them a result to solve their problem, whatever it may be. And this is true for every single product, literally out there, even a commodity product, even something you buy in a grocery store. You're buying a product because you're hungry, you want a particular type of experience, maybe you're attached to a different type of brand that you want, and there's good emotional feelings with that, but whatever it may be, there's always a reason that you're looking to accomplish. I want to give actually a really good example of this in a second, but it's important to understand is if you don't have a strong foundation, it doesn't matter what techniques you throw in there. It might work for a little bit, and then it falls and it collapses and it fails. It's not the way to build something long term that's sustainable. And I think a great example of this is actually Apple. Is that when Apple released the iPhone in 2007, it wasn't a mainstream product. And smartphones in general didn't become a mainstream product till, I would probably say, till at least 2011, maybe even 2012. But the point was that Apple, they brought to the table a touch screen smartphone. They weren't the first ones to do it. Sony Ericsson had brought a touchscreen smartphone to the market in 2002, right? So 5 years earlier, and it totally flopped. The real kind of haymaker in the smartphone era was then BlackBerry, but they were very niche in terms of business, being able to offer you really email on the go, which was kind of their niche at the time. And what Apple did when they brought the iPhone was it wasn't about technology, right? People say, oh, it was a touch screen they brought to the table, and that's why they were so successful. It's not true. What Apple brought to the table when you talk about fundamentals is they looked at behavior, and the behavior of the time was they had first introduced the iPod. Right, and what the iPod was also, it wasn't really introducing a new behavior. People have been listening to music forever. All they did was introduce the idea that you're going to listen to music in a better way. And what ended up happening is that people were carrying their iPods and their cell phones in their pocket, right? The old clunky flip phones, whatever you had back in the day, and they looked at that and said, listen, what if we just merge these devices together, right? People only had to carry one device in their pocket, and it was a better UI, better experience overall. And it was by taking the behavior that people were already doing and give it to them in a better way that they were able to dominate the market to a point that nowadays a smartphone is a utility. Just like you need to have electricity and water in your house, people have smartphones these days. It became a utility. And you can see even afterwards with the release of the iPad and the iWatch, the competitive marketplace, people tried to step into that place. They've tried to bring other smartphones or some other smartwatches, other tablets to the market, and they all kind of came up for a couple of years and they all faded down. And kind of Apple built their little niche now, really more through their branding than their kind of practical elements there. And by doing that, by understanding the core principles of what people are actually doing in terms of the behavior they're doing with the products, again, principle, not technique, they were able to really dominate all of these different marketplaces. So it's important to think wherever you're at, when you shiny object syndrome, right? You see some flashy new thing, that's technique. Understand, it's a technique or is a principle. Principle, particularly in business, follows the equation of customer result or customer need result. Or customer need result is my product help the customer with a need get a result. That's basically how it works in a nutshell. So guys, that's the video. Really hope you got some value out of this. Would love for you to like and comment below and let me know your thoughts on this. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.